Try that again.
Okay.
5:31, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna call the meeting to order. Do we have updates to the agenda?
I do not.
Public comment. Oh, you have a request.
Excuse me?
You have a request.
Yes,
You're next on the agenda.
great. I thought I'd be at the end. I'm here to represent Vanessa Collette, whose water bill went crazy. Nobody's been there in her house since April. So the only water that's been used is to give her cat a fresh bowl of water each day. I thought Zach was gonna be here. Anyway, finally, after this has been kind of ongoing a little bit since after the flood last year. And some of the time the bills were a mistake through the billing company. So that's what I figured this was again this time. But as it turned out, once Zach came over last week and looked at everything, one of them, there turned out to be a second meter in her basement. So, which apparently the town hooked up when they did the meters, probably when the barn was built, like, I don't know, 30 years ago, maybe. So her bill was over $1,700 and nobody's been there to use any water. And what Zach discovered was the second meter went through an outside wall of the house, underground, into the barn, and he found the source, which was turned off in the barn, but his thinking was that there was something underneath the barn, under the cement, that a gasket or something that gave out and caused all this water that nobody could see, had no idea, you couldn't hear it, couldn't see
So
it.
there was a leak that he found.
Well, that was just his guess. So he was it was shut off, but he turned the lever upward and you could hear just a faint hissing noise. So I think that's what led him to believe that it was a leak through a gasket, or I think he called it an O-ring, something like that. So I'm here to try to waive the remainder of the bill. I paid the $342, which is what the going rate is for 3 months. And I'm here to ask for a waiver for the rest.
What we can do is we can have an executive session for all the information we have to get back to you.
You're gonna have to speak up, Heather. It's not gonna record it because
Oh,
the microphones aren't working.
Oh, those aren't working. Okay, so what we can do is we can discuss everything in an executive session, make a decision and let you know. What's the best way to get in touch with you?
My phone number, 802.
You don't want to do that. You want to write your telephone number down on that piece of paper. These are publicly recorded meetings. I'm just not a fan of putting everybody's phone number right out on the internet.
You take all the fun out of things.
I do, I mean, if it's going to YouTube and you never know what that'll open you up to. So we will get back in touch with you as soon as we get enough information to make a decision and.
Because no one has been there at that house other than me to feed the cat once a day. There's nobody been using any water at all. Not the toilet, not the shower, not the kitchen sink, nothing.
Is the house heated?
Yes,
But it has been leaking in the barn,
It
correct?
had been leaking, so the water was pulled out of circulation, so it was pulled out.
Out of a second meter.
well, but nobody had any way of knowing.
Right, so we'll figure out what we're gonna do, and we'll be back in touch with you, and let you know.
Okay, just wondering if there's anything else to be said or asked or. Anyway, I guess not. If you have any other questions, feel free to get a hold of
If
me.
we've got other questions, we've got your number, I'll give you a call, or we'll have Mike give you a call. And then we'll let you know what.
I have one question. Where are the 2 meters located?
Well, the meter that I knew of, it's located on the corner heading down street toward the road.
So I mean, the thing that registers the water use, is that in the basement?
Yes, they're both in the
They're
basement.
both in the basement.
Yeah, but I never knew about the other one.
Okay. And how cold is it getting there this winter?
Oh, it's warm in the basement. It's because that's where the washing machine is.
Okay,
So it's always.
nothing's gonna freeze.
No,
No, because if the heat's turned down, a lot of people make the mistake of turning the heat down to 60 or 55. And that's when you get problems, and then you'll have a burst in the pipe, and then you're gonna be right back to where you
well,
are
it
right
is
now.
only on about 65, but
Problem
The
was
basement
the
is-
barn itself.
But the barn is cold, isn't it?
Yeah, the break is in the back. Yeah, I just don't want the house to get in trouble either.
Right.
Nobody living there, you wouldn't know if a pipe froze.
so that's it for me.
Yep, we'll be back in touch with you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me go first, and so I didn't have to wait long.
You don't wanna sit through the rest of it. Do we have any updates on the Cross Street project? You know what's going on with that?
Project was,
The pipe that broke, that somebody was gonna be, you guys are gonna have to bring somebody else in to fix that temporary
no
fix.
progress. on
Overstocking, probably same situation. No progress on that. Past due accounts.
Report.
Can we move that, Heather?
Let's go back to the Cross Street thing. What are we gonna do? Wait till this thing breaks again, or is?
I don't,
this thing
you
fixed?
you guys are in charge of the water, not me. I mean, I do all the work for you, but this is H2O's baby. I mean, Zach has said that he's been talking to somebody about fixing it, but I do not have an answer for that. So this is your guys' realm.
it. Valve, will have isolated more locally. When the line cleaners. There was a valve that we couldn't operate before, so we had to shut off. both of them.
Oh, so if we can get that to close, we could fix that permanently, because that's a high pressure line.
We can isolate it right to the downtown area.
Right, so we could do the fix ourselves,
Um,
or do we still need that
We
outfit?
still need somebody else
yeah,
because
it's
of the
difficult digging
space.
there and
I'll give Zach. a
No,
call.
that's not what I'm getting at. Originally, we want to get somebody because it's a high pressure line, we didn't want to shut it down. So it takes a specialty person to be able to fix that line. So now you're telling me we're gonna be able to isolate that line and take the pressure off of it so that we can permanently fix it?
ideally, well, isolated to the downtown area.
Right,
There'd still be some.
yeah, well, we can't avoid that. It's gonna be cheaper than going and get somebody from Burlington or somebody to come here to work on a high pressure line.
But still a difficult.
I realize the dig is, but we won't need a specialty person to fix this line.
Probably not.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
I'll,
So is there any way, Mike, that you could get a hold of Zach and get on the horn here and see if we can get this resolved here within the next 2 months before the cold weather comes?
I'll talk to him again.
Okay, it's gotta get done. I don't wanna have another mess. like
Trust me, I rag on them all the time about it.
I know, but
And I'll try to give him a call
we
as well.
we gotta get moving on this.
I'll see if I can. Give him a call and see what we can do. Okay, so that brings us to past due accounts, which I'm guessing.
Can we move that to the executive session?
Oh, okay, yep.
Because we're gonna have to have one at the end.
Okay, and that also goes in with billing status, right? Or no, billing status is the software issues.
Yeah, well, until we get all new meters, we're just plug through it and get through it as best we can. I'm gonna be training with Andrew on setting up new accounts. We have that might actually be the two accounts you were talking about before, and those have been fixed.
Yeah, that's why they're not on there.
Good.
They are corrected. Yeah.
We won't have that, we won't have that faux pas coming up again.
Hopefully not. I mean, there's no guarantees, Mark. I'm not quite sure what's in this system, or what's not in this system, but
Just be a little more careful the next time we have somebody build a new home that has an existing one to make sure.
that wasn't even what we've been dealing with for the last year. There's two other accounts, but they're all three fixed. But Zach's actually got a couple other ones that he needs to fix as well.
Do we know where we're at with the new meters? They're here.
They are delivered.
Yay! All of them, right?
All everything forward.
And they're all being stored in a location.
I believe they're putting them at the Old Town Garage, I do believe.
Now, I was under the impression we were getting all of them,
Yeah.
but we did get all of them.
All is ordered, not all for the whole town, but
I thought it was
I
gonna be
I
all
was
of
on,
them, like
I
all
thought we were
of them.
getting all of them for the whole town.
Yeah, we ordered like 500 and some of them.
That'd be all of them, right?
500 would. That's 300. That's all that grant would cover.
Huh?
That's all that grant is gonna cover.
Yeah, but I thought we decided that we were getting at the last meeting, we were gonna get them all.
That's the purchase order I signed was 500 and some odd meters.
Okay.
Hold on.
We only got 300?
I just brought the bill up last week. And checked the number on it.
Let me go pull out my billing stuff.
Let me look. Meters.
Yeah, because we don't want.
Oh, no, it's 359 meters.
Okay,
So how many more meters do we have to order? Another 200?
I don't think so, because I thought that was pretty much everything we were gonna need. Because we have 735 units, but it's not 735 meters.
About 500 meters.
And I don't know how many we've replaced already before now.
10 in a rack, so how many have we replaced so far?
Because didn't we start this like 2 or 3 years ago now?
No.
Yeah, need to know that, because I don't want to start paying another 20 or 30% more for these meters because we didn't buy them all at the same time. And the way the cost of everything is going up, and unless you've got an ironclad contract with somebody, you're looking at 10, 15, and 20% increases here every 3 months.
Okay. Reservoir, so I will go ahead and I will, I guess, email Zach, see if we have somewhere of recording how many have been replaced and how many more are needed after that. And get those numbers. Reservoir liner.
So we're on schedule for that for the spring. We did pay for the liner, and that bill is going to be going into the bond bank, and they've said they will reimburse us for that now. So we'll get that back
Do I
in.
need to remove this from the agenda until spring?
There won't be anything to report, but it's, if you want to leave it on, it doesn't hurt anything. I mean, there won't be anything, we're not gonna be doing anything with it until spring because of the drought, we couldn't do it this fall.
I just don't like to take stuff off until it's resolved, so that.
But you know what you could do?
Yeah, no, it's fine.
We're tabled till spring.
That's what, exactly what I would put
Yeah.
on there, table till spring. It's still on the agenda, but that way we won't forget.
Wastewater treatment facility updates.
So you will be happy to hear we finally got one of our reimbursements came in for 600 and some odd $1,000 from Northern Borders. So at least we got some money coming back in so we can keep paying bills. I'm sure you've seen down there, they have started putting the foundation in while they're waiting for the helical piles because we've changed the design. So only part of the foundation's on the helical piles. Everything, I mean, everything seems like it's moving along. They're hopefully the quicker we can get done, the lower that cost of this change is going to be, because the bulk of the cost was in winter construction. So if they can get us back on track a little closer, it might not be so devastating. We haven't got a big number yet. I'm hoping it's at least a couple 100,000 less than what we originally had. More to be answered on that. But otherwise there's nothing bad going on with that. The only issue we're going to run into is USDA is, they're all gone. So until they get back to work, we're going to start running into issues at some point as these construction bills come in, because we're already at $2 million we've spent on this facility. And so that kind of is going to be maxing out our two grants. The Northern Borders grant and the ARPA grant are going to be finished. And the next thing in line is USDA, where we have to run up our credit line to $2 million, and then we can start accessing their grant money. So hopefully they get back to work soon and somebody will actually authorize all of those invoices as they go through, because we're going to have a really tight timeline crunch on that. Because once we hit that 2 million, or, $2.145 million, that barely leaves us not even $100,000 available on the line of credit. So it's not like we can front that money for USDA for 60 or 90 days. We need that loan closed and paid off immediately. And so when I talked to Rena at USDA about it, she seemed to think 30 days was their normal processing time, but with the backlog they're building up right now, I'm concerned about it. So we'll deal with it when we get to it. Worst case, we have to go back to the bank and ask for a bigger line of credit to get through it, but I'd prefer not to do that.
So if that happens, Mike, is the government going to reimburse us for any added cost for that, extending
Yeah,
that?
probably not. I mean, like, our interest cost is an eligible reimbursement cost, but we're going to be running up, we're getting close to the end of our bond capacity. So once we hit a certain dollar amount, we have to go back to the voters if we're going to borrow more. We can go a little over $75,000 is allowed. But at that point I'll be pushing how can we cut something else? Who else is not going to get paid?
So think about warm weather so we can keep the winter construction costs down,
Yes.
getting everything back on track for government shutdown.
So if this shutdown goes 30 days, is that going to put us in trouble?
It's not yet. Not yet. I mean, we're okay right now because we're not trying to get anything out of USDA yet. So I'm sending them our reports. I'm sending them everything as it comes out. But all I get back is an email saying she can't look at it because she has no access to her email.
Okay, so water treatment update. This is our last meeting before the meeting, right?
It is. And so we are all set. The newspaper ads are running. Everything is a go for the bond vote on November 4th. The informational meeting will be the night of November 3rd. I have a informational flyer I'll be printing out. I haven't had a chance to print them yet, but I'm going to print them out and have them put around town. that kind of describes the project, what it is, how much it costs, and alerting people to come to the informational meeting and, you know, to attend the bond vote on Tuesday of that week.
None of us need to be at that informational meeting, correct?
You all do.
I was slight
Two of
sarcasm.
you have to be there twice because you're there as select board and water board.
That was my hint that we all have to be there. Yay.
And the town did just purchase a new television and stand, so we actually will be able to display stuff on screen where people can actually see it. We're done fighting with the projector that you can't see in the gymnasium, so TVs have gotten so cheap, it's like, this is stupid.
Okay, so anything else on that before we move on?
No, I'm gonna have Katie posted to the Facebook page and the town and the website as well.
Next up is approval of the minutes from our last meeting, which was on my calendar here. Number 16, correct? We got them all by email. Did everybody get a chance to read those? Do we have any corrections that need to be made?
Make a motion, we accept the minutes of the meeting.
In a second? All in favor?
All right.
Aye. Any other business?
Only the executive session we have to discuss the one account and then our delinquent accounts.
Now, do we have to go into those in separate motions or can we?
No, because we're just going to discuss customer accounts. We can do them together. They're close enough. They're both, the only reason they're executive session is because we're going to talk about explicit people's accounts.
That. Or I'll read it and ask if somebody wants to make that motion. Track test out somebody bifold is here. Mine, we know are trash. Go for it.
Do you want me to? Executive session motion.
Yes, we probably go into it.
I make a motion that we enter into executive session in order to discuss customer accounts under the provisions of Title 1, Section 313 statutes. Finding that pretty much public knowledge. The decisions are expected following the executive session.
I make a motion,
Second,
second.
all in favor?
Uh,
You guys can all go home. We'll be recently out. Resume record. We exited executive session at 6:13 PM. No action was taken. We'll now entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
Thank you, guys.